Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, everyone else is always one step ahead? Like the world is moving at a pace you can't match, and everyone around you seems to have some secret advantage that you're missing? That feeling isn't just frustration, it's a signal. It's your mind telling you that you are capable of more than what you've been settling for. Most people drift through life, following routines, repeating patterns, and believing that luck or talent alone will determine success. But here's the truth. The gap between ordinary and extraordinary isn't luck. It isn't talent. It's awareness. It's strategy. It's knowing the keys that most people never even realize exist. And when you understand these keys, you don't just catch up, you leap ahead. Think about it for a moment. Every day, countless opportunities pass by unnoticed. Doors open that you didn't even see were there. Conversations happen where crucial insights are shared, yet most people fail to listen. Situations arise that could change the course of a life, and yet people remain blind to them. Why? Because they aren't awake. They aren't paying attention. They are living on autopilot, letting life happen around them instead of shaping it. But you, right now, you have a choice. You can be like everyone else, waiting for chance to decide your fate, or you can start seeing the world differently, thinking differently, acting differently. That difference, that subtle shift, is the first step toward outsmarting everyone else. Imagine what it would feel like to step into that version of yourself, to walk through life with eyes wide open, noticing patterns, opportunities, and strategies that others can't even perceive, to move with clarity and purpose while most people stumble blindly, chasing temporary distractions. That's the emotional reward waiting for you. The satisfaction of knowing that you are no longer just reacting. You are anticipating, planning, and executing at a level that others will struggle to comprehend. That power, that confidence, isn't something you were born with. It is something you develop. And once you begin, everything changes. The moment you understand that intelligence is not just knowledge but applied insight, everything else falls into place. The keys you are about to learn are not about shortcuts or tricks. They are about sharpening your mind, mastering your emotions, and training yourself to notice what everyone else misses. They are the tools that separate those who drift through life from those who sculpt it. Each key you embrace will compound the others. Awareness breeds curiosity. Curiosity fuels strategy. Strategy strengthens discipline, and discipline opens doors that others didn't even see existed. By the end of this journey, you won't just be smarter, you'll be unstoppable. So stay with me. Stay focused. Every word you hear, every idea you absorb is a step closer to a life where you are in control, where obstacles are opportunities, where challenges are invitations to rise. This isn't just motivation, it's a roadmap. A chance to outthink, outmaneuver, and outlast those who have settled for ordinary. You are capable of more than you realize, and the keys ahead will show you exactly how to unlock it. The question now is simple. Are you ready to see what most people never will, to rise above the noise and to claim the advantage that has always been waiting for you? What if I told you that the first step to outsmarting everyone isn't learning more facts, memorizing techniques, or chasing advice from experts? The first step is something far simpler and far more powerful. It's awareness. True awareness, the ability to see your own mind, your own habits, your own weaknesses with brutal honesty. Most people never reach this level. They live trapped in routines, believing that life is happening to them rather than through them. They react, they follow, they copy, and because they never truly notice what is happening around them, they constantly miss opportunities that are right in front of their eyes. But when you train yourself to be fully aware, you see everything differently. Every interaction becomes meaningful. Every situation carries insight. Every challenge transforms into a doorway. Awareness is more than observation. It's the clarity that allows you to understand why people act the way they do, why systems succeed or fail, and why some people rise while others stumble. It's the quiet power of noticing what everyone else ignores. Small details that seem insignificant to most can be the difference between stagnation and breakthrough. The way someone moves, the pause in a conversation, the patterns in your own behavior, all of it can teach you lessons others will never see. This is the edge that separates those who merely exist from those who dominate. And the beauty of it is that awareness doesn't require more time, more money, or more talent. It requires intention. It requires a commitment to see clearly, to notice deeply, and to understand relentlessly. Ask yourself how often you stop to watch your own thoughts, how often you analyze your reactions, your fears, your assumptions. Most people don't. They allow their mind to be hijacked by distraction, by habit, by autopilot. They assume that because they are busy, they are productive. But busyness is not mastery. Awareness is mastery. Awareness allows you to step outside the automatic responses that trap most people. It gives you the power to pause before acting, to respond with strategy rather than impulse, and to choose paths that others cannot even imagine. Imagine the advantage you would gain if you could consistently operate from this heightened clarity. Every decision would carry precision. Every move would carry purpose. Every interaction would become a source of insight. The deeper truth is this: awareness is not a luxury. It is the foundation of outsmarting everyone else. Without it, knowledge becomes noise, effort becomes wasted, and intelligence remains dormant. But with it, you see opportunities before they arise, you detect patterns that others miss, and you act in ways that feel impossible to those still trapped in reaction. You begin to notice the subtle forces shaping your life, the whispers of influence, the hidden openings, the small shifts that carry enormous consequences. And the more you practice, the more effortless it becomes. Awareness turns into instinct, instinct into strategy, and strategy into results that will leave everyone else wondering how you always seem one step ahead. You already have the capacity for this clarity. You already have the potential to notice what others ignore, to think what others overlook, and to act where others hesitate. The only thing standing between you and this edge is choice, the decision to step out of the fog of autopilot and into the sharp, unwavering light of awareness. Every moment you commit to observing, questioning, and understanding yourself and the world around you compounds into a power few ever achieve. This is not imagination. This is not theory. This is the path to becoming the person who doesn't just compete, but dominates. And once you embrace this level of awareness, nothing in life will feel beyond your grasp again. Awareness opens the door, but curiosity is what pushes you through it. True curiosity is not idle questioning or shallow interest. It is a relentless hunger to understand, to dig beneath the surface, to see the unseen. It is the engine that drives intelligence, creativity, and insight. Most people believe that knowing more is enough, that accumulating facts and repeating what they've been told will put them ahead. But knowledge without curiosity is like a candle in the wind, fragile, limited, and easily extinguished. Curiosity transforms knowledge into power. It makes you notice the connections others miss, see the opportunities hidden in plain sight, and think in ways that feel revolutionary. When you cultivate this hunger to learn, to probe, to explore, you step into a space where the average mind cannot follow. Curiosity is dangerous to those who are complacent because it disrupts predictability. It makes you question assumptions, challenge norms, and uncover patterns invisible to the crowd. It fuels a mindset that refuses to accept limitations imposed by society, by circumstance, or by fear. Every time you ask the right question, every time you push beyond what is obvious, your brain creates new pathways. You train yourself to see more, to anticipate more, and to act with clarity that others can't touch. Curiosity is the mental advantage that turns complexity into clarity, chaos into opportunity. It allows you to take information that would overwhelm most people and transform it into insight that becomes action. Consider how often you stop at the surface, taking what is presented at face value, following the same routine everyone else does. That is the default human pattern, and it keeps people predictable, limited, and replaceable. But the curious mind refuses to accept the obvious. It digs deeper, seeks hidden patterns, and notices subtleties that most people overlook entirely. The world rewards those who ask questions that make others uncomfortable, who observe what others ignore, who challenge what everyone else takes for granted. That is how the smartest people consistently outperform those around them. They see the threads that tie the world together before anyone else even realizes they exist. Curiosity also fuels resilience. When life becomes difficult, when obstacles appear overwhelming, the curious mind does not give up. It investigates, it experiments, it adapts. It turns failure into feedback, mistakes into data, and setbacks into insight. This is the difference between those who stagnate and those who advance. Curiosity transforms every challenge into an opportunity for growth, every moment of confusion into a chance to outthink and outmaneuver everyone else. The power of this key is not theoretical. It is immediate, tangible, and transformative. You can choose to embrace this hunger today. You can start questioning your assumptions, observing what others miss, and seeking the deeper truth in every interaction and situation. Each act of curiosity compounds. Each insight you uncover gives you an advantage that others will never know you have. This is the force that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Awareness gave you the lens. Curiosity sharpens that lens, allowing you to see possibilities where others see dead ends, clarity where others see confusion, and paths where others see walls. When you combine these two, you are no longer just participating in life. You are orchestrating it, navigating it, and ultimately mastering it. The world becomes a playground for those who are willing to look deeper, question more, and refuse to accept anything less than understanding. Curiosity without discipline is like fire without direction. It flickers, burns, and eventually dies out. Discipline is the force that channels your awareness and curiosity into results. It is the silent engine behind every achievement, the invisible hand that turns potential into power. Most people underestimate discipline because they confuse it with restriction, punishment, or rigidity. They see it as something harsh and joyless. But true discipline is freedom. It is the freedom to act deliberately, to move with consistency while others falter in chaos. It is the freedom to master yourself, to control impulses, and to create outcomes that feel impossible to those who live for the moment. Discipline is what makes brilliance sustainable. Without it, even the sharpest mind, the deepest curiosity, and the clearest awareness cannot hold power for long. Think about how often opportunities slip through your fingers because of hesitation, distraction, or lack of follow-through. Awareness shows you what is possible. Curiosity ignites the questions and the insights. But discipline ensures you act, and that action is repeated until results are inevitable. Discipline allows you to build habits that compound over time, habits that create momentum so strong that almost nothing can stop you. It trains patience, focus, and resilience. It teaches you to embrace discomfort, to push through resistance, and to transform setbacks into stepping stones. Every world-class thinker, creator, or strategist has relied on discipline to convert flashes of insight into concrete, measurable success. Discipline is not built through grand gestures or dramatic effort. It is forged in the small, consistent actions repeated daily. It is waking up even when you want to stay in bed. It is working on your craft even when motivation is low. It is choosing focus over distraction, action over avoidance, and persistence over excuses. The power of this key is that it compounds invisibly. Each disciplined decision strengthens the next. Each committed effort builds resilience, and each choice to persist amplifies your ability to outperform anyone else. Without it, brilliance is wasted energy. With it, you become unstoppable. Discipline also transforms fear into courage. The anxious mind hesitates, doubts, and shrinks in the face of challenges. But discipline trains the mind to act even when fear is present, to move forward despite uncertainty, and to develop confidence through consistent execution. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is disciplined action in the presence of fear. Every time you act with discipline, you reinforce the neural pathways of confidence and mastery. You begin to trust yourself, to trust your process, and to trust your ability to navigate obstacles that would paralyze most people. This is the subtle yet profound edge that allows you to outsmart, outlast, and outperform. You already have the capacity to cultivate this power. Every day you delay, every distraction you indulge, is a choice to remain average. But every act of disciplined effort, no matter how small, compounds into extraordinary results. Awareness gave you the vision, Curiosity revealed the possibilities. Discipline transforms those possibilities into reality. The combination of these forces creates a trajectory that propels you beyond competition, beyond limitation, and beyond the grasp of those who rely solely on luck or raw talent. Discipline is the bridge between potential and achievement. Embrace it, wield it, and you will discover a level of control and mastery that makes the impossible feel inevitable. Discipline gives you control over action, but strategy gives that action purpose. Most people move through life like leaves in the wind, reacting to whatever comes their way. They exert effort but rarely see results because their energy lacks direction. Strategy is the difference between movement and progress, between effort and impact. It is the ability to understand systems, anticipate outcomes, and align your actions with a clear vision. Without strategy, awareness, curiosity, and discipline can burn bright but scatter. With strategy, they converge into a focused force that creates results far beyond what ordinary effort could achieve. Strategy allows you to outthink, outmaneuver, and outperform anyone who relies solely on impulse or habit. To think strategically, you must see beyond the immediate moment. You must recognize patterns, predict consequences, and identify leverage points others overlook. It requires patience, analysis, and the courage to act even when the path is not obvious. Most people seek short-term gains or instant gratification. They react to problems instead of shaping the environment around them. But a strategic mind plays the long game. It understands that small, intelligent choices compound into enormous advantages over time. Every decision becomes intentional. Every move becomes a calculated step toward a larger goal. Strategy turns life from chaos into a chessboard where you control more pieces than anyone else realizes. Strategy also allows you to manage risk with precision. The world is unpredictable. Circumstances shift. People change. Challenges arise without warning. Most people respond with panic, hesitation, or blind action. But strategic thinkers prepare, anticipate, and adapt. They recognize opportunities in chaos and weaknesses in competition. They identify the paths with the highest reward and the least resistance. This is the invisible advantage that separates those who stumble from those who rise. Every decision becomes a lever, every insight becomes a tool, and every action becomes a step toward mastery. Strategy is not reaction. It is premeditated intelligence applied with courage and discipline. The power of strategy is magnified when combined with awareness, curiosity, and discipline. Awareness gives you clarity of the environment. Curiosity fuels the insight to understand hidden patterns. Discipline ensures consistent action. Strategy aligns all of it toward a goal that others cannot see clearly. This combination allows you to anticipate moves before they happen, position yourself where others cannot reach, and execute with precision that feels effortless to outsiders, but is deliberate, focused, and unstoppable. Ordinary people see effort. Strategic minds see leverage. Ordinary minds react. Strategic minds control. Strategy also trains your focus on what matters most. It eliminates wasted energy, clarifies priorities, and channels ambition toward high-impact decisions. Every choice, every investment of time and energy becomes intentional. Every distraction ignored becomes a gain. Most people let urgency dictate their lives, chasing trivial tasks while ignoring critical opportunities. But with strategy, urgency bows to importance. You act where it counts, invest where it yields, and think where others react. The combination of strategic thought and disciplined execution positions you far ahead of the pack, not by chance, but by design. You have the capacity to think strategically. You have the tools to align your awareness, curiosity, and discipline into a force that feels unstoppable. The world will challenge you, test you, and push you to your limits, but strategy ensures that every action you take moves you closer to mastery. To outsmart everyone else is not about doing more. It's about doing smarter, thinking deeper, and acting with precision. Strategy is the key that transforms potential into power, chaos into opportunity, and effort into dominance. Embrace it fully, and you will navigate life with clarity, confidence, and an advantage no one else can match. Confidence is not something you are born with. It is something you build piece by piece through action, reflection, and mastery. Most people underestimate its power because they confuse confidence with arrogance or bravado. True confidence is quiet, rooted, and unshakable. It is the belief that you can face challenges, navigate uncertainty, and handle whatever life throws at you. Confidence transforms hesitation into decisiveness, fear into action, and doubt into clarity. When you combine confidence with awareness, curiosity, discipline, and strategy, you create a presence that commands respect, inspires trust, and opens doors that remain closed to the hesitant and uncertain. Confidence begins with preparation. It grows each time you act deliberately, each time you follow through on your intentions, each time you overcome fear with consistent effort. Ordinary people wait for confidence to appear. Extraordinary people build it brick by brick through small, intentional victories. Each victory strengthens the mind, trains the instincts, and reinforces the belief that you're capable. This is not ego, it is mastery of self. Confidence is a reflection of competence, not arrogance, and it allows you to operate with clarity and courage in situations where others freeze or falter. The power of confidence extends beyond personal achievement. It shapes perception. People instinctively respond to confidence. Doors open, opportunities appear, and resistance diminishes. Others may underestimate you, challenge you, or doubt your capabilities, but confidence allows you to move forward without needing approval or validation. It creates momentum that others cannot block because it comes from a source beyond external circumstances. It comes from within. Every decision made with confidence carries weight. Every action taken with certainty generates influence in every challenge. Faced without hesitation positions you ahead of the crowd. Confidence also amplifies resilience. Life is unpredictable, and the path to mastery is filled with obstacles, setbacks, and criticism. Without confidence, these challenges become discouragement, stagnation, or retreat. With confidence, setbacks are temporary, criticism is data, and obstacles are invitations to adapt and grow. Confidence transforms every failure into a lesson, every delay into preparation, and every challenge into a test of strength. This is the invisible advantage that allows you to persist when others quit, to innovate when others imitate, and to lead when others follow. The foundation of confidence is self-awareness. You cannot trust yourself blindly. You must know your strengths, acknowledge your weaknesses, and act despite uncertainty. Confidence is not reckless. It is informed, deliberate, and grounded in reality. When combined with curiosity, discipline, and strategy, it becomes unstoppable. You begin to trust your instincts, anticipate outcomes, and move decisively in ways that feel natural, yet are engineered through preparation and insight. Ordinary minds hesitate. Confident minds act. Ordinary minds doubt. Confident minds execute. This is how extraordinary people create advantages that are invisible but absolute. Confidence is a choice. Each moment you hesitate, each time you doubt your ability, you are choosing mediocrity. Each time you act with courage, each time you trust your preparation, each time you lean into discomfort, you build an unshakable force within you. This force propels you forward, opens doors, and sets you apart. Awareness gave you clarity. Curiosity revealed insight. Discipline forged resilience. Strategy directed your actions. Confidence transforms all of it into execution with authority. To outsmart everyone else, you must not only think, plan, and act, you must do so with the quiet, unwavering power of belief in yourself. Patience is one of the most underestimated forces in the journey to mastery. Yet it is one of the most powerful keys to outsmarting everyone else. In a world obsessed with instant results, quick fixes, and visible progress, patience feels counterintuitive. But true power is rarely immediate. It is cultivated quietly, silently, in moments that seem insignificant at the time. Patience allows you to endure, to observe, and to act with precision rather than impulse. It prevents you from burning energy on trivial distractions and preserves your focus for what truly matters. Without patience, even the most brilliant awareness, disciplined habits, strategic thinking, and confidence can dissipate into frustration and failure. With patience, they compound, grow, and create advantages that others cannot even perceive. Patience requires trust, not in luck or chance, but in your own process. It is the belief that consistent, intelligent effort produces results over time. Most people fail because they measure success by immediate gratification. They act hastily, overreact, or abandon their goals when progress is slow. Patience trains you to see the long arc, to recognize that time is your ally, and to understand that mastery is built through accumulation, not speed. Every small, deliberate step taken consistently builds momentum. Every decision made with foresight strengthens your position. Patience allows you to wait for the right moment to strike, the right opportunity to act, and the right context to leverage your skills. It transforms waiting from weakness into strength. Patience also sharpens perception. When you rush, you miss patterns, signals, and opportunities. When you slow down, observe, and wait, clarity emerges. You begin to notice what others overlook, the hidden motives, the subtle shifts, the vulnerabilities in a system, or the overlooked advantage in a situation. Patience trains your mind to process information deeply, weigh alternatives carefully, and act decisively when timing is optimal. This is the edge that separates reactive people from proactive achievers, the difference between someone who follows the tide and someone who controls the current. Emotional resilience is amplified through patience. Life is unpredictable. Delays, failures, and obstacles are inevitable. Those without patience crumble under pressure, frustrated by what they cannot control. Those who embrace patience transform obstacles into preparation, challenges into insight, and delays into opportunities to refine skill and strategy. Patience is not passive, it is active endurance. It is the quiet, steadfast commitment to your vision, even when immediate results are invisible. It is the inner strength that allows you to move with calm certainty while chaos surrounds you. Patience also deepens your relationships, alliances, and influence. People recognize the value of those who are deliberate, composed, and steady. Patience builds trust. It signals that you are reliable, strategic, and capable of handling complexity without losing control. This creates influence that accelerates your progress in ways that raw intelligence or force alone cannot achieve. When combined with awareness, curiosity, discipline, strategy, confidence, and resilience, patience ensures that every action you take is not only effective, but also amplified by timing, precision, and foresight. Every moment you rush, you dilute your advantage. Every moment you practice patience, you strengthen it. Every moment you wait for the right alignment rather than forcing a premature action, you grow unstoppable. Patience transforms waiting into a strategic tool, delays into leverage, and time into a silent ally. To truly outsmart everyone else, you must not only think deeply, act deliberately, and move confidently. You must also endure patiently, trusting that mastery is a journey, not a race, and that your advantage grows with every disciplined, strategic, and composed moment. Focus is the bridge between intention and achievement. Awareness shows you what is happening, curiosity reveals the hidden patterns, discipline drives action, strategy directs it, confidence fuels execution, and patience sustains it. But without focus, all these strengths scatter like sand in the wind. Focus is the ability to channel your energy with precision, to eliminate distractions, and to dedicate yourself fully to the task that matters most. It is the quiet force that turns potential into reality, that allows you to execute your plan with clarity, and that transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results. Most people are busy but unfocused. They move constantly, reacting to notifications, interruptions, and the demands of others, believing that activity equals progress. They invest energy into tasks that yield little impact and wonder why they never get ahead. Focus is different. It is intentional. It is the ability to see the essential, ignore the trivial, and pour your energy where it creates the highest return. Focus is not merely working hard. It is working with purpose, with attention, with unbroken concentration. When you master focus, you see solutions others miss, act decisively when opportunities arise, and maintain momentum when chaos surrounds you. Focus amplifies all the other keys you have cultivated. Awareness without focus becomes overwhelming. Curiosity without focus becomes scattered. Discipline without focus becomes rigid but ineffective. Strategy without focus loses direction. Confidence without focus becomes arrogance. Patience without focus becomes stagnation. Focus ensures that every insight, every skill, every decision, every ounce of energy converges toward your highest goals. It is the invisible engine that accelerates your progress and gives you an edge that no one else can replicate. The power of focus lies in its simplicity. It allows you to cut through noise, to identify what truly matters, and to act with consistency and precision. The world is full of distractions designed to pull you away from your purpose. Social noise, competing priorities, and fleeting temptations all conspire to scatter your energy. Focus trains your mind to resist these forces, to maintain clarity in the storm, and to act with purpose even when external pressures demand compromise. Every hour spent fully focused compounds into mastery, influence, and results that those who drift aimlessly can only dream of. Focus also strengthens resilience under pressure. Challenges will test your patience, your confidence, your strategy, and your discipline. Without focus, these tests become overwhelming. With focus, you see clearly, prioritize effectively, and respond decisively. It transforms overwhelm into clarity and indecision into action. Focus allows you to operate with calm determination while others panic, to navigate complexity while others hesitate, and to seize opportunity while others stumble. It becomes your superpower, your invisible advantage, and the foundation for sustained excellence. Focus is not just a skill, it is a lifestyle. It requires conscious choice, practice, and vigilance. Every decision you make, every distraction you resist, every moment you dedicate to your highest priorities strengthens it. The more you focus, the more you see, the more you act, and the further ahead you move. To outsmart everyone else, you cannot simply be aware, curious, disciplined, strategic, confident, patient, and resilient. You must focus all of these strengths into deliberate action. Focus is the force that turns your advantage into results that are undeniable, unstoppable, and unmistakably yours. Decisiveness is the engine that transforms knowledge, preparation, and focus into action that changes everything. Awareness shows you the terrain. Curiosity uncovers hidden paths. Discipline shapes your habits. Strategy maps your destination. Confidence fuels your steps. Patience sustains your journey. Focus directs your energy. But without decisiveness, all of these strengths remain potential, unrealized, trapped in hesitation and doubt. Decisiveness is the courage to act, to commit fully, and to move with clarity when others linger in uncertainty. It is the difference between waiting for opportunity and creating it. Indecision is the silent thief of progress. It masquerades as caution, as prudence, as thoughtful analysis, but in reality, it steals momentum, erodes confidence, and diminishes influence. Every moment you hesitate, someone else acts. Every second of doubt allows chance, timing, or opportunity to slip away. Decisiveness does not mean rashness. It means gathering insight, weighing options, and then moving with full commitment, leaving hesitation behind. When you act decisively, you signal competence, clarity, and purpose, not only to yourself, but to everyone around you. The world responds to action, not thought alone. Decisiveness amplifies the power of all your previous keys. Awareness without decisiveness becomes observation without impact. Curiosity without decisiveness becomes endless questioning. Discipline without decisiveness becomes routine without results. Strategy without decisiveness becomes a map that never leads anywhere. Confidence without decisiveness becomes arrogance without progress. Patience without decisiveness becomes delay without movement. Focus without decisiveness becomes tunnel vision without execution. Decisiveness transforms potential into reality, converting preparation into performance, knowledge into results, and planning into achievement. The power of decisiveness is both internal and external. Internally, it builds confidence with every step you take, reinforcing the belief that you can trust your judgment and act effectively under pressure. Every decision made decisively strengthens your mind, sharpens your instincts, and trains you to act with precision. Externally, decisiveness generates momentum. People notice it. Opportunities respond to it. Doors open, alliances form, and influence grows when you act boldly and purposefully. Indecision creates hesitation in others. Decisiveness inspires confidence, trust, and collaboration. Decisiveness also transforms risk into opportunity. Every meaningful pursuit carries uncertainty. Every strategic move has consequences. The difference between those who succeed and those who falter is not the absence of risk, but the ability to act decisively despite it. Indecision magnifies fear and paralyzes action. Decisiveness channels fear into careful calculation and bold movement. It allows you to embrace uncertainty with composure, turning potential setbacks into advantages and turning obstacles into leverage. Every moment spent wavering is a moment wasted. Every choice avoided is a choice surrendered to others. Decisiveness is the commitment to act, to trust your preparation, and to move with authority. It is the final spark that ignites all your other strengths into unstoppable force. To outsmart everyone else, you cannot simply understand, prepare, or plan. You must decide and then act. Decisiveness converts strategy into results, vision into reality, and intention into power. It is the key that turns mastery into influence, and influence into undeniable achievement. Adaptability is the invisible power that separates those who thrive from those who merely survive. You can be aware, curious, disciplined, strategic, confident, patient, focused, and decisive. But if you resist change, if you cling to the familiar when the world shifts beneath your feet, you will be left behind. Life is unpredictable. Circumstances change. Challenges arise when you least expect them. The difference between being outsmarted and staying ahead lies in your ability to bend without breaking, to pivot without hesitation, and to embrace the unknown with clarity and courage. Most people fear change because it threatens their comfort, their routine, and their sense of control. They wait for perfect conditions, for clear paths, for certainty, but life rarely offers these luxuries. Adaptability is the skill to move forward when certainty is absent, to recalibrate when plans fail, and to innovate when obstacles appear. It is not passive. It is active engagement with reality as it exists, not as you wish it to be. Every moment you resist change is a moment you surrender your power. Every moment you adapt with skill is a moment you claim advantage over everyone else. Adaptability strengthens all the keys you have cultivated. Awareness allows you to perceive change. Curiosity helps you explore new options. Discipline gives you the structure to adjust effectively. Strategy provides the framework for informed shifts. Confidence fuels bold experimentation. Patience sustains you through uncertainty. Focus channels your energy toward the essential. Decisiveness drives action. Adaptability ensures that none of these skills are wasted, that every strength remains relevant in the face of shifting circumstances. It allows you to maintain momentum when others falter, to spot opportunity when others panic, and to create solutions when others are immobilized. The power of adaptability lies in its proactive nature. It is not mere reaction. It is the ability to anticipate, to adjust, and to act before circumstances force your hand. People who excel under pressure are not always the most talented. They are the most adaptable. They recognize patterns, anticipate shifts, and respond with agility and precision. They understand that rigidity is vulnerability and flexibility is strength. They see obstacles as invitations to innovate, setbacks as lessons, and change as an opportunity to gain ground where others lose it. Adaptability also fuels resilience. When life tests your patience, challenges your confidence, or shakes your strategy, your ability to adjust preserves your forward motion. Every obstacle becomes a chance to refine your approach, every failure a tool to sharpen your skills, every unexpected turn a moment to outmaneuver the competition. Adaptability transforms uncertainty from a threat into a resource, from fear into fuel, and from chaos into clarity. To outsmart everyone else, you must embrace adaptability as a core principle. You cannot cling rigidly to methods, routines, or assumptions. You cannot rely solely on preparation without adjusting to reality. You cannot be decisive without remaining open to new information. Adaptability is the ultimate multiplier of intelligence and skill. It ensures that everything you have built, the awareness, curiosity, discipline, strategy, confidence, patience, focus, and decisiveness, remains alive, relevant, and powerful. Those who adapt are unstoppable. Those who resist are left behind. Your advantage is not in resisting change. It is in mastering it, in turning every shift, every obstacle, and every unexpected moment into opportunity, into progress, and into undeniable power. Perception is the silent force that shapes every decision you make, every action you take, and every opportunity you recognize. It is not simply what you see. It is how you interpret, understand, and respond to the world around you. Two people can face the same challenge, hear the same words, and witness the same event. Yet one will feel trapped while the other sees a path forward. Perception determines whether you feel powerless or empowered, whether obstacles are barriers or stepping stones. To outsmart everyone else, you must sharpen your perception until it becomes a lens of clarity, insight, and precision. The mind has a natural tendency to filter, simplify, and judge. It creates biases, assumptions, and shortcuts to conserve energy, but these mental habits often blind you to the subtle cues, patterns, and truths that define success. Those who dominate life are not necessarily faster or stronger. They are more perceptive. They notice the nuances that others miss. They recognize opportunities hidden in plain sight. They understand motivations, anticipate reactions, and see connections before anyone else does. Developing this level of perception requires intention, patience, and relentless focus. Perception amplifies every other skill you have cultivated. Awareness alone only detects, perception interprets. Curiosity alone only asks, perception understands. Discipline alone builds habit, perception ensures habit is applied to the right moments. Strategy alone charts a course, perception adjusts it for reality. Confidence alone can lead to overreach, perception tempers it with insight. Patience alone waits, perception knows when waiting becomes wasted time. Focus alone narrows attention, perception ensures it targets the most impactful areas. Decisiveness alone moves, perception guides the direction. Adaptability alone shifts, perception ensures the shift is smart. The power of perception is both defensive and offensive. Defensively, it allows you to recognize hidden risks, subtle manipulations, and misleading appearances before they impact you. You see the truth beneath the surface, protecting your time, energy, and resources from wasted effort or exploitation. Offensively, it lets you recognize leverage, opportunity, and advantage where others see only noise. Perception transforms information into power, turning ordinary insights into extraordinary results. Perception is also a deep emotional tool. It shapes your self-awareness, your understanding of others, and your ability to respond instead of react. The more precise your perception, the less you are controlled by impulses, fear, or the judgments of others. You learn to see the root causes of problems, to anticipate challenges before they escalate, and to approach people, circumstances, and decisions with clarity and influence. When you perceive deeply, your mind becomes a compass in chaos, guiding you with accuracy when others flounder in confusion. To outsmart everyone else, you must train your perception relentlessly. Notice the small details, question assumptions, and challenge what seems obvious. Understand not just what is happening, but why it is happening, and how it connects to what will happen next. Every layer of insight you gain magnifies the power of your awareness, curiosity, discipline, strategy, confidence, patience, focus, decisiveness, and adaptability. Perception is the quiet advantage that turns knowledge into wisdom, preparation into foresight, and action into extraordinary impact. It is the lens through which you see opportunity where others see chaos, and it is the key that allows you to navigate life with unmatched precision, power, and success. Focus is the invisible engine that drives every achievement, every breakthrough, and every success beyond ordinary limits. Without it, all the skills you have developed, awareness, curiosity, discipline, strategy, confidence, patience, decisiveness, adaptability, and perception, scatter into wasted effort. Focus is not just attention, it is selective energy, applied relentlessly to what matters most. The world is full of distractions, opinions, and noise designed to fracture your concentration. Those who outsmart everyone else are masters of directing their mental energy toward the tasks, decisions, and goals that compound power over time. Most people mistake busyness for productivity. They chase urgency, react to every ping, and surrender their energy to the trivial. Focus is different. It is intentional. It is a shield against the irrelevant. It is the ability to zero in on what truly matters, to see past the clutter, and to channel all your mental, emotional, and physical resources toward impact. Every moment spent scattered is a moment your potential leaks away. Every moment spent concentrated is a moment you edge closer to mastery, to influence, and to unshakable advantage. Focus also transforms your perception of time. When your attention is scattered, days feel long, but results remain shallow. When your attention is concentrated, every hour stretches in effectiveness. You begin to notice patterns, anticipate opportunities, and execute actions with precision. You move faster because your energy is not wasted. You learn faster because your mind retains what is essential. You act smarter because your vision is unobstructed. Focus is not merely about doing more, it is about doing what matters at the level that matters, consistently and without compromise. The power of focus extends beyond tasks into decisions, relationships, and self-mastery. Focused people do not succumb to every influence, impulse, or fear. They choose their commitments with care. They dedicate themselves to pursuits that multiply their growth and leverage. They navigate life with clarity, refusing to be pulled into the dramas, distractions, and trivialities that consume most. The ability to concentrate on what truly advances you gives you an invisible edge, one that is subtle yet unstoppable. Focus also magnifies resilience. The world will always test your patience, challenge your confidence, and tempt you to abandon your path. Focus allows you to anchor yourself, to return to what matters even when external chaos rages. It transforms resistance into discipline, setbacks into lessons, and pressure into progress. Each layer of focus builds momentum, creating a compounding effect that others cannot replicate. The scattered mind is at the mercy of circumstances. The focused mind shapes circumstances to its will. To outsmart everyone else, you must train focus as a muscle. Eliminate distractions, clarify priorities, and ruthlessly commit to what moves you forward. Combine it with perception, adaptability, decisiveness, patience, confidence, strategy, discipline, curiosity, and awareness, and you create a force that is both unstoppable and unseen. Focus does not just guide action, it defines it. It turns ordinary effort into extraordinary results, turning you into someone who consistently navigates life with precision, power, and influence. Those who master focus do not merely survive, they dominate quietly, intentionally, and without opposition. Discipline is the quiet force that separates fleeting ambition from lasting achievement. It is the bridge between intention and action, the unwavering commitment to follow through even when motivation fades, and the inner authority that keeps you moving when the world tempts you to stop. Motivation is temporary, discipline is permanent. It is not flashy, it is not celebrated, but it is the cornerstone of outsmarting everyone else. The people who achieve extraordinary results do not wait for inspiration. They create consistency, structure, and relentless execution that outpaces talent and luck combined. Discipline requires sacrifice. It demands that you delay gratification, resist shortcuts, and hold yourself accountable to standards higher than the immediate world expects. It is not comfortable, and it is not easy, but it is profoundly liberating. Because when discipline becomes habit, it frees you from the chaos of indecision and the trap of impulsive choices. Every action becomes deliberate. Every choice aligns with purpose. Every day compounds into momentum that is invisible to the casual observer but unstoppable in its effect. The mind naturally resists discipline because it craves ease and comfort. It whispers excuses, rationalizes delays, and celebrates half-effort. Outsmarting the world requires breaking this instinct and creating a structure where your best actions are inevitable. Discipline is the engine that turns awareness into mastery, perception into insight, focus into precision, and strategy into results. Without it, potential is wasted, knowledge remains theoretical, and opportunity slips through your fingers unnoticed. Discipline also builds resilience. Life will challenge your plans, test your patience, and question your resolve. Discipline keeps you aligned with your higher purpose, ensuring that setbacks are temporary and obstacles are only detours. It transforms discomfort into growth and friction into fuel. When the world demands compromise, discipline allows you to stand firm. When failure seems inevitable, discipline ensures you rise again, stronger, sharper, and wiser. The disciplined mind becomes impervious to chaos because it has internal order, and internal order multiplies influence. Beyond action, discipline shapes character. It teaches self-respect, sharpens judgment, and builds confidence grounded in reality rather than hope. The disciplined do not fear scrutiny because their habits, their decisions, and their efforts are consistent. They command respect not by words, but by the silent authority of relentless, dependable execution. They outsmart the reactive, the impulsive, and the distracted because they have mastered the simple truth that consistent action beats sporadic brilliance every time. To harness discipline fully, you must integrate it into every aspect of life. Define what matters, structure your time around it, and hold yourself accountable relentlessly. Combine it with focus, perception, adaptability, decisiveness, patience, confidence, strategy, curiosity, and awareness, and you create a force that quietly dominates outcomes. Discipline is the invisible architect of influence, the hidden engine of achievement, and the steady pulse behind extraordinary success. It does not seek attention, yet it ensures victory. It is not glamorous, yet it guarantees control. Those who master discipline do not follow chance. They shape it, outpace it, and ultimately outsmart everyone around them. Patience is not passivity. It is the deliberate control of your impulses, the calm persistence that allows vision to outlast temporary discomfort, and the steady hand that moves precisely when others are driven by urgency. The world rewards those who can endure, who can wait without losing momentum, who understand that true progress is measured over months, years, and decades, not hours or days. Impatience creates mistakes. Hasty decisions waste energy. Frustration clouds judgment. Patience, when mastered, becomes your strategic advantage, an unseen strength that shapes outcomes long before anyone else even realizes the game has begun. The impatient mind reacts. It sees delay as failure, friction as injustice, and waiting as a loss. The patient mind sees time as an ally, friction as training, and delay as preparation. It allows observation, planning, and adaptation to take root, creating opportunities that are invisible to those who rush. Every moment of patience is an investment in clarity. Every pause grants perspective. Every controlled restraint amplifies influence. Outsmarting everyone else requires the steady endurance, because decisions made in haste are easily predicted, easily countered, and rarely transformative. Patience is also intimately connected to resilience. Life will challenge your limits, test your plans, and present obstacles designed to provoke frustration. Impatience is easy. It is the path of least resistance. Patience requires strength, faith, and vision. It allows you to persist when progress is invisible, to continue when rewards are delayed, and to act with strategy instead of reaction. This is where mastery is forged, quietly, consistently, and beyond the notice of the distracted or the impulsive. Those who lack patience burn out. Those who cultivate it rise steadily, unnoticed until they are unstoppable. Moreover, patience enhances perception. When you are not rushed, you see patterns others miss. You notice intentions, opportunities, and weaknesses that the frantic cannot recognize. You understand timing, which is often the invisible factor that separates success from failure. Waiting with intent is not inaction. It is strategic positioning. It allows you to move at the precise moment with precision, confidence, and impact. The world is full of people acting too soon, reacting too quickly, and surrendering to immediate pressure. Patience gives you control over the pace of life, the rhythm of action, and the outcome of your choices. The power of patience extends into relationships, negotiations, and influence. Those who rush are predictable. Those who wait, observe, and respond with deliberate timing wield invisible authority. Patience communicates calm, confidence, and clarity. It is magnetic. It commands respect without effort and influence without coercion. Those who master patience do not chase results. They cultivate them, guide them, and claim them with quiet inevitability. To cultivate true patience, you must embrace discomfort without surrendering to it, delay gratification without losing momentum, and hold vision above immediate impulse. Pair it with focus, discipline, perception, adaptability, decisiveness, confidence, strategy, curiosity, and awareness, and you create an inner force that is both serene and unstoppable. Patience transforms waiting into power, delay into strategy, and endurance into leverage. Those who master it do not follow the frantic. They lead, outsmart, and shape outcomes with precision that others can neither anticipate nor counter. Patience is not passive. It is power, unseen yet unassailable, the invisible key that turns time itself into your ally. Perception is your secret weapon. It is the lens through which the world presents itself, and the clarity of that lens determines how far ahead you can see. Most people are blinded by assumptions, filtered through emotion, and shaped by habit. They see what they want to see, not what truly exists. Outsmarting everyone else begins with training your mind to observe reality with precision, to recognize patterns, and to read situations with insight that others overlook. Every moment spent sharpening perception compounds into advantage. Every detail noticed, every nuance understood, becomes leverage. True perception requires discipline. It demands that you quiet the noise, suspend judgment, and focus on what matters most. The mind is constantly bombarded by distractions, opinions, fears, desires, and superficial judgments. Those who surrender to them are predictable. Those who control them gain access to hidden truths, to dynamics that others cannot even comprehend. They see the currents beneath the surface, the intentions behind words, the potential in moments that others dismiss. They understand not just what is happening, but why it is happening and how it can be influenced. Perception is intimately tied to patience. When you are willing to wait, you have time to see what others miss. When you are focused, your mind is not scattered. When you are disciplined, your attention becomes a tool of insight. Outsmarting others is never about brute force. It is about understanding. It is about interpreting reality more accurately, noticing patterns before they emerge, and anticipating outcomes that seem invisible to the impulsive and distracted. Perception is strategy embodied. Enhancing perception also requires curiosity and openness. Those who believe they already know, who cling to certainty, are blind. True perception demands humility, the recognition that the world is larger, more complex, and richer than your immediate understanding. It asks that you observe without ego, listen without bias, and learn without limit. Every insight gained, every perspective considered, strengthens your ability to act decisively and intelligently. The more you see, the less you are surprised. The less you are surprised, the more you control. Perception transforms challenges into opportunities. What others see as obstacles, you see as leverage points. What others dismiss as irrelevant, you recognize as vital signals. The ability to read situations accurately allows you to anticipate resistance, prepare responses, and position yourself for maximum advantage. Outsmarting others is not about outworking them alone. It is about seeing what they cannot see and acting with precision while they remain reactive. Control over perception extends beyond situations to relationships and influence. When you understand people's motivations, their fears, and their tendencies, you navigate interactions with confidence. You do not react to every provocation. You anticipate, respond strategically, and guide outcomes subtly yet powerfully. Influence is no longer about effort. It becomes a natural consequence of insight.